Are they recording? Oh, hello, and welcome to the IJA Digital Magazine first edition. Yes, of course, my name is Jasper Shipley, and I'm from Bath, England. I'm very excited to be here. You may remember me from an obscure online video back in 2004. Well, I'm sad to say that I'm not actually juggling anymore, but I still enjoy talking about it a lot. And that sort of segues into what we're going to do today, which is conduct an exclusive interview with none other than one of my favorite jugglers, Mr. Michael Carris. Now, I'm very excited to do this interview. Michael, thank you so much for taking time out of your extremely busy schedule to talk about juggling today. Glad to be here, Jasper. Now, I do apologize, but I am going to just start batting at you right away with some rather bothersome questions, if you don't mind. Fire away. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am to start this interview. So, let's get started. The first question here is rather puzzling to me. Let's see if you can make any sense of it. Juggling, art or sport? Right. I could give you a short answer and say art, which is pretty obvious in my case. But I think the important thing is that we need to reword that question because I hear it all the time. You know, juggling, sport or art. And I think it needs to be changed to how do you interpret juggling? As a sport or as an art, or how do you enjoy exploring juggling as a sport or as an art? Because inherently juggling is neither. Juggling is an activity, you know, and we need to decide personally how we enjoy exploring juggling. I enjoy exploring the theatricality of juggling, the spectacle of juggling, the definition of juggling. So to me that's inherently very subjective, and therefore it goes along the lines of typical forms of art. But other people enjoy exploring the technique of it, and exploring, sort of pushing the boundaries technically. And therefore to them it's very similar to a sport, and they enjoy the competitive aspect of it. So I think people need to remember that inherently juggling is juggling, and the art or sport complex is simply how do we enjoy interpreting it / exploring it. For me, that's art. But that may change. Right. Fair enough. Why do you think you are attracted to artistic juggling as opposed to the other sorts? There was never any question that if I learned to juggle, I would be an artistic juggler. 2 reasons. One, the fact that I hated sports and still do. I hate sports. I never played team sports, and when I was forced to, I hated it. Secondly, I've studied theater since I was 7 years old and love it and major in it and want to make it my career. So, I mean, I've always been in tune with art and with the subjective side of the world. So I think there was never any question that when I picked up juggling, I would look at it through that lens. So, the question on everybody's lips, except for maybe Bill Barry's, is what's your opinion of Chris Bliss? Here's all I have to say about Chris Bliss. If he has become as popular and famous as he has become from a routine that essentially turns music into visualized juggling, then I feel very confident about the direction that I'm going in.
Above all the silence, can you hear above all the silence, laughing above all the silence, can you hear above all the silence, laughing. So difficult to
Now, Michael, here's a question that we saw a lot on the forums, and I believe you've come under some crossfire for it. Why don't you practice numbers that much? I think most people, when they hear this response, are going to think it's a cop-out, but I've actually given this some thought. A lot of the reason why I don't enjoy practicing numbers so much and very high tricks are because I think the performer in a juggling routine is just as important, if not more so, than the props he's juggling. And my favorite tricks are tricks that relate to the body in some way or another. So the reason that I like tricks that are low and closer to the body is because from a focus point of view for the audience, it makes the audience focus on the performer just as much as the objects. Whereas if you're doing 9 balls, my focus immediately goes to the top of the pattern rather than the person actually in control of the pattern. So that's why I think I really enjoy sort of lower, closer to the body work when it comes to juggling. Oh, you're done. Yes, of course. Here we are. 360 or pirouette. I think both words are worthless, and we need a new word, spin, to describe what we do. Okay? Because look at the 2 words, pirouette. Pirouette is a dance term. It's French, and it describes a move in ballet where you go either into releve or demi-point, and you spin as many times as you want to spin with the other leg, the non-supporting leg, in various positions. You could be in passe or attitude or arabesque, okay? Nothing that jugglers do resemble a pirouette as it pertains to dance. And ballet terminology has been around a lot longer than juggling terminology. Okay, second, 360. First of all, there's a lot of math involved. Not that jugglers have any problem with math. But this second part is that we rarely actually spin exactly 360 degrees. And it's when you're doing like 2.5s, 3.5s, whatever, it's like, okay, wait, how many is that? So I propose spin for 2 reasons. First of all, it's the only word that accurately describes what most jugglers do when they do that move. The second reason being it's only 1 syllable. So it's a lot quicker to say. Plus, you can still account for everything else. Spin, double spin, half spin, 2.5 spins. So that's what I propose, spin. That last question made me really dizzy. So we're going to move on to our final question, which actually comes from Little Paul. Liverpool? No, Little Paul. Little Paul from Rec Juggling. Oh, yeah, Little Paul. Yes, him. He asks, what is the funniest thing that's ever happened to you? The funniest thing that ever happened to me was when someone came up to me and asked me about you, actually. They actually thought Jasper Shipley was a real person. Well, I don't see what's so funny about that. I am a real person, after all. No, you're not. Now, whose leg are you trying to pull? I'm sitting here, as sure as the day. I'm you. Mr. Karras, I hate to say this because I respect you very much as a juggler, but you have gone absolutely crackers on me. Whatever. Well, regardless, thank you very much for the interview, Mr. Karras. Well, thank you, Jasper, for having me, and thank you to everyone out there who posted questions on the forums. And thank you so very much for tuning into this interview. My name again is Jasper Shipley. I'm from Bath, England. Signing off. Enjoy the rest of the IJA digital magazine.
not. I had one.
How many throws did it take?
Oh, a million.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. One knot. Yay, success.
Listen, hold this string by one end. And the way that you throw a knot is very simple. You are controlling the inertia. You get a loop to go down and have the end go through the loop.
You actually have to get some axial.
You can see the inertia control doesn't always.
So it's not just.
About the mass.
Okay, so now that I can't do this trick yet, but I think I understand it. So you put a lot of energy in the initial lift, which you're lifting the mass of the whole string. The little flick at the end is the change in vector added to the mass of the whole string. As you get closer to the end, the mass limiting the lateral movement lessens because the amount of string below the point that the wave is traveling lessens till you get to the end. That means that the end is actually going to move laterally more and more.
Right.
Okay? So that little flick has more and more effect on the end than it does on the top. So the top you throw a loop, that flick gets translated into the end, and that gives you a chance for a different part of the string to change direction, and it closes the knot. What I don't understand is the lift and the translation of the loop so that the loop closes over itself. So you're doing it this way, forehand.
Okay, this is going to be the flying reverse flip. Beautiful.
What's your name?
My name is Brett Sheets,
And where are you from?
Houston, Texas.
And tell me a little bit about your juggling history, because obviously you didn't just crawl out from under a rock here. You're a great juggler. How come I don't know you yet?
I've been juggling for 3 years, like pretty much straight through. I compete at the WJF. That kind of motivates me to get better.
You doing the IGA or sticking with WJF this year?
I went to IJA like for 1 year, but I don't really think it's my thing. Like the performance aspect, it's not really.
You like the sport aspect more than the art aspect?
Yeah.
hear about them. The first thing I'm going to do right tonight is a trick that was done originally by a gentleman named Bobby May. He was one of our greatest jugglers that we had here in America. He was a gentleman juggler. What he would do is he would, at the end of his routine, take a cigarette, toss behind his back, catch it in his mouth. Then he'd take a match, strike the match, toss behind his back, catch it in his mouth, lit next to the cigarette, and light the cigarette from the match. All the people stared like you're doing now. Okay, I'll attempt that for you right now. The easy part. That's fire. Stay seated. Great white snacks. No, no, I'm kidding. Oh, that does not feel right. I'll put that up. Don't worry, don't worry. There's 248 left. Yeah, definitely. 248, 248. Office out of 3. Kmart sucks. Not bad.
I'm going to attempt to juggle this buzzsaw with the buzzsaw's natural enemy, these razor sharp potatoes.
Police say Jacob Rubio was high on cocaine when he stabbed Warren Schwartz to death back in May. Schwartz had entertained audiences around the world as a gifted and talented juggler.
Mr. Schwartz was truly a victim of a senseless crime where he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He had witnessed what has later turned out to be a burglary that was committed by Mr. Rubio.
But exactly why Rubio allegedly fatally stabbed him may never be known. According to statements his girlfriend told police, Rubio told her, quote, "I killed him." But when she asked him why he did it, he replied he didn't know.
You measure a man's life by the outpouring on his death. I mean, he was a very unusual and special person.
Here's Red Ryder. I've never made a curlicue of these before, and this is the very first one.
Look how excited he is.
Isn't it beautiful? Watch this, watch this. Hey!
Hey, Ryder.
Behind the camera, once you...
What do you want everyone to know about you in the future?
Or in front of.
Huh?
That I tried my damnedest to make ends meet.
And how did you do?
And so far, I'm not doing too bad, but things could be better.
All right.
Looking forward to survival.
Good.
How you guys doing? My name is Ivan Pacell, and I'm a professional juggler. You know, aside from doing a lot of corporate shows and college shows, one of the main questions I get is, what's life like working on a cruise ship? And so for this article, I'm going to show you exactly that. I'm going to show you what life is like here on the ship. I'm going to show you guys some show clips, you'll see some practice clips, you'll see my living quarters, pretty much everything to do with ship life I'm going to show you. So I'm going to take you back in time now to 2 weeks ago when I started packing for this adventure. So here's the case that I use to put all my juggling stuff in when I travel. This is a Pelican 1650 case made by a company called Pelican. It's a fantastic company. This is a hard rubber case. It's the same kind of things that the Navy SEALs use. One of the main things that I love about this case is that it's got a lifetime warranty on it. Traveling all the time, flying everywhere, the airlines bust the hell out of your luggage. I've had the latches break off, the handle break off, the wheels break off. The case has a lifetime warranty, and so I've had all those replaced for free. I've had this case for almost 4 years now. It's been to 22 different countries with me, almost every state in the US, and it's still in great shape. The other cool thing about this is that it's a big enough and sturdy enough case where I've actually made this my prop stand as well. So if you look in here, I've screwed brackets into the bottom of the case, and I have metal legs that go in the bottom, and this actually doubles as my luggage and as my prop stand. So that definitely cuts down on shipping costs and carrying everything. It's great. I would die without this case. I love this case. I love it. I love you. I don't tell you enough. I love you. So now I'll go ahead and show you guys what it looks like when the whole case is put together. There you go. Now it's all set up. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and pack the case. First, I always lay the curtain down flat here. It's very important to have packing your case down to a science. Pack it the same way every time. That way it'll help you not forget things. It's very easy to leave a prop behind or forget a prop at home and then get to your show and you're like, oh no, I don't have my rubber chicken or, you know, whatever you use. So here are the legs, like I said, that go to the case. They fit right there. Perfect, right inside. Then we have the 5 Renegade clubs. I use Renegade 85mm short handle for those of you who care. So those go flat right in there. Then I have my 3 Dubé wood cigar boxes. So those go flat right in there. I got 8 yellow Renegade rings that I use. Uh-oh, and here it is. What comedy juggler would be complete without a 16-pound bowling ball? Actually, of course, it's only 6 pounds, but the audience doesn't know that. They're so stupid. They like it. Perfect, right in there. And now this is very key too. Once you get more into performing, you get into a higher tax bracket, you'll be able to afford better bags, better equipment to carry your props in. So I use these from Walmart. These are my Russian balls that I'm famous for using. So those go in there. A little spin and a twist. Those are ready to go. Then I have my 8 silicone balls that I use in my show. I'm missing 2, but for the sake of time, I'll load them in here anyway. So those go in here. Oh, this bag's actually from a grocery store called Smith's, so thank you to the fine people at Smith's. And then I have these 3 Dubé stage balls that I use for my head roll routine. So those go in there. And then I have 5 glow balls that I use from Aerotech. And Aerotech, I have found, makes the best glow balls. They're very vibrant and the crowd seems to enjoy them. Then I have my head bounce ball. This is a rhythmic gymnastics ball. I like it. And then I have ping pong balls. There's my other silicone ball. And a couple towels and rags that I throw in there. Now if you look, I have this all down, packed completely to science. Same way, every time. Everything fits great. The lid closes, latches up. It's great. The only unfortunate thing about traveling while you're juggling is that although you may pack your case in the proper manner, the airlines do not care. And so when you get to your destination and you open up your prop case, it looks a little different than how you packed it. Let's take a look at what I think the airlines do. Nope, no bombs in here. Let's put these back just how he had them. And that's usually about all that makes it to the gig. This is my dog Daisy. Say hi, Daisy. Say hi. Say hi. Now, one thing I can say for certain about cruise ships is that when you show up to entertain, you have no idea what your room is going to look like. I mean, there's been times where I've gotten the executive suite, and then there's been times where I've been stuck down by the engine room. It doesn't matter who you are as an entertainer, your room's going to vary from ship to ship. So over this past gig, I've been on 2 different ships, 1 week each time. So last week, I was on a ship, and I'm going to go ahead and show you that room right now. So here's a little bit of the room that I have right now. Very tiny. 4 steps, that's how big it is. 4 steps. 4 steps. It's pretty gross. I don't even know what that is. There's a cool picture of the Bahamas that was here. I found out that this duct tape is on the wall right here, this strand, because if you look carefully, you'll see that there's rivets here. And what happens is when the ship moves and it gets rocky, the walls creak. So once again, thank you, duct tape. Now the bathroom's my favorite part. Now mind you that I'm a highly paid entertainer on a ship, and this is what I get. That's nice. Oh, look at that. That's very nice. That's sanitary. That's very nice. Truthfully, I've had better conditions in prison, and I'm not saying that to be funny. I killed a man. This is also my favorite here. One of the pipes is held on literally by a bent coat hanger. That's cool. The shower head attached to a nozzle, attached to a bathtub faucet for some reason. Let's see what happens every time I turn the water on. Turn the water on here, and it comes out there. So then I pull this lever. Now watch. You see that? Do you see that? Every time that happens, the water pressure builds up, and then I have shampoo in my hair, and that's what it does. It lands on my skull. Thank you, Royal Caribbean. Pretty glamorous, huh? So now here I am on this ship, and I'll show you the room that I got this week. Oh, look at this. I've got plant life in my room. Flat screen TV. Plant life. I don't even know enough people to necessitate this entire couch. And, you know, there's another couch over there. My bed's in this room. Closets. Well, look at this bathroom in comparison to my other one. My other one was nice too, you know, but I hope there's a dead animal in here. That'd be awesome. Now, one other cool thing about being an entertainer on the cruise ship is that after your shows, the cruise ship lets you sell your merchandise. So the singers and the comedians all have their CDs that they sell, and I have my Learn to Juggle with Ivan Purcell DVD. I mean, this thing's got just parts of my show, some TV stuff that I've done, and a How to Juggle segment, and the passengers buy that and take it home with them, and they love it. Now, as far as promoting the DVD goes, you know, I'm not into really promotion, pushing people to buy something. So during my show, I just do a bit and I make a comedy segment out of selling my DVD, and it goes over really well and they love it. You know, I'm not that kind of person to just advertise all the time. I mean, to me, that's pretty tacky. Like, I don't know. For instance, I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but I have that new Ivan Purcell Advanced Instructional 4 and 5 Ball DVD that I have for sale. Now, if I were to use this space in the IJ Digital Magazine to pitch that would be pretty tacky. One other thing about working on a cruise ship is trying to find somewhere to practice. Luckily enough, most of these cruise ships have amazing theaters, better than almost anything you're going to find on land. But the problem is getting into the theater. I mean, if you do, there's always people around, the lights are usually pretty horrible, and a lot of times the ship is moving. Now, luckily, this past 2 weeks, it's been pretty calm to sea, so that hasn't really been an issue. But there's been times when, I mean, you could barely even stand up, and you either have to perform, or you have to try to practice, and it's almost impossible. There's been other times where I've had to practice literally, you know, down in some back alleyway where the ceiling is about 6 feet high. And so you just have to make do with it. So as you can see, these cruise ships are pretty large in scale. Here's a lot of the cruise ship passengers. I tend to stay away from all of them. You know, every other juggler has video of them working out in their juggling videos, so I'll do the same. Yep, here we go. Just feel the burn. Yeah, feel the burn. That's what I like to do, you know, just kind of keep the body guessing. Now, as far as performing goes, I only work one night a week. That's right, one night a week. That's all that's required of me. I do my 55-minute show 2 times, one night back to back, the exact same show. And then I'm done. The rest of the time I can lay here and eat and sleep and work out and eat and practice and eat and eat. Eat. So I always like to start my warm-up and usually all my practice sessions with some basic soccer ball moves. This really helps kind of loosen me up and helps me stretch out a little bit and makes my bones and my body not feel so much like an 80-year-old man. Most of the time I'll get to my rehearsal about a half an hour early. So say my rehearsal starts at 2:30, I'll usually get there about 2 o'clock and I'll use that time to set up my prop case, make sure I have all my equipment in order, and I'll also use that time to warm up. That way I'm set and ready to go at 2:30 when my rehearsal starts. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my rehearsal now. We'll see how this goes for the show tonight. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and do some commentary here and kind of walk you through what I'm doing. Normally when I do rehearsals, I don't run through the entire show because it's, you know, a long show and that would be a long rehearsal. So I pretty much get together with the sound and light guys and I run through the music cues and usually just the light cues. So my rehearsal can last anywhere from 20 minutes to 30 minutes as opposed to, you know, a few hours. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of walk you through my opening ball routine here, which is the very first thing that I do in my show. I always start with a juggling routine to music to establish the fact that first and foremost I am a juggler, and then when you're funny on top of that, it's kind of like a buy one get one free. Maybe not, but that's what I think. It's sad but true, but most people go, "Oh, a juggler's on tonight?" As you can see here, I do a lot of stuff with my feet. I think it's very important to incorporate all different parts of the body rather than just your hands. I mean, there's so many different placements you can do, catches, throws, variations, and I think that makes it a little more interesting for the audience, and it also helps make your performance a little more diverse. One main thing for me, anyway, is it's very important to have good movement on stage. If you're, you know, a juggler who is just used to standing there in one spot, it truthfully doesn't matter how good of a juggler you are, the audience is going to get very bored with it. You need to have movement, and it doesn't need to be, you know, cheesy, goofy, Benji movement, but just good movement, you know, feel the music and kind of go along with it. One other thing that I take pretty seriously in performing is that I like everything to be really choreographed tightly to the music. I know you can't really tell here because we had to use royalty-free music. Thank you, IJA! And also I'm talking over it. But I've been performing virtually the same routine for about 8 years now, so I know every beat, every cymbal crash, I mean everything to my music. And so if you ever do lose your place in your music, which is very common for more novice performers, just keep doing the same routine over and over, and eventually it'll become second nature to you, and that won't happen. Here's a useful tip for performing. When you are on stage, it's always important, I feel, to have extra props in your case. There's been times where, and it's happened to everybody, you're on stage and you do drop, and a prop may roll off stage or roll off into the wings, and you can't find it. So it's good to have extra props in your case. So if that happens, you can run over, grab another ball, grab another ring. If you lose a club to the point where you can't find it, then, that sucks. I dropped there, but that doesn't count. Also, when I do a routine, I try to do tricks back-to-back that look different from each other, that flow nicely. Transitions are very important to me, and I try to stay away from the normal cascade as much as possible. And the other cool thing about some of the ships is that the theaters are huge, so it lets me do high throws like that right there, which normally I don't do in my act, but I can get away with it here because the ceiling's so high. And something that I can't stress enough is the fact that you don't want to drop on stage. I feel as a juggler that is your one goal, is to not drop. Now, I'm all for doing difficult and hard tricks on stage, just make sure they're within your ability. There's no need to push yourself and try really hard things that you're not able to do. First off, the audience doesn't know that what you're doing is hard, and secondly, no matter what you're trying, if you drop, it's not going to look good. And also, performing on a ship, the movement of the boat affects you a lot. So a lot of times I'll do, a 3 up here and then a 5 up, but if the boat's rocky, then I'll just do 2 3-ups. Here's a new trick. I took out the 5-ball shower and I added this multiplex variation, which has gotten actually a better reaction than the 5-ball shower. And I think it's an easier trick, and it just looks different. And then end with the the blind catch, and there you have it. Cool. And I take a small curtsy. On that end bump, try to get it a little sooner, right on the music if you can. Pretty much when I turn sideways at the end of that. Can you hear me? That end bump. Just try to be a little quicker on it, because it's like a few seconds delayed. Pretty much when I turn to the side like this at the end of the 5-ball routine, that's when it's going to happen. And then I throw the 1 high, and then at that point you can do it. Because I kind of would like it to bump right on the yeah. But other than that, it was fine. Okay. What do we do here? These bottom ones should be on, right? Alright. Having the lights just perfect during my show is something that's really important to me. I spend a lot of time designing the lights in my show to give it more of a theatrical feel, and I think makes it more of a production. Also, having good lights helps you to see, for one thing. Sometimes you'll be working in a house where they won't have such an elaborate light scheme, so a good tip is to take a small halogen light and you could set it up behind your case pointing up. That way it'll give you the backlight you'll need to be able to see your juggling pattern.
And so now, ladies and gentlemen, please go wild, go crazy for Ivan Purcell!
I've done nothing. Glad you enjoyed it. Whee! All right, here we go. Count along with me. 1, 2. All 3 clubs up in the air. All right. Well, I know. No, I'm going for 1,000. You asked for it. Enjoy the rest of your cruise. Is balance one of these 3 clubs on my forehead, drop it back behind myself, kick it back up over my head, and resume a basic juggling pattern. You've just signed up to be juggled. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I will attempt to juggle Liam along with 2 other completely different objects. I'm just gonna take This is how most of my dates end. Now, the first thing to think about when juggling an object of this caliber is trying to figure out how to start. That's the trickiest part. And so in my experience, I found the easiest way to begin is to balance Karcher on my forehead, drop him back behind myself, kick him back up over my head. I'm just kidding, buddy. There's no way I can kick you that high. Clap along with me. Clap, 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 clap. Back to your seat. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, I'm sorry! Good catch, man, but why would you touch that? You have no idea where I've been. Come to the Juggler Show, you get all kinds of fine souvenirs and gifts. Can't believe you touched that. You're gonna get sick. Keep it going, tough guy. I got more than you. Think that's funny? Think that's cute? You're keen a little, huh? It's a very good defense mechanism you have. Gotta throw off all kinds of intruders. Oh, that makes me happy.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I really really hope that you guys enjoyed kind of seeing what my life is like working here on a cruise ship, and maybe this is something that you aspiring professional jugglers would want to do in your career one day. I mean, it'd probably be in my best interest if you didn't, because, you know, then people work for me. So, seriously, don't. For more information on working on cruise ships, about a year or so ago I made a video that's posted on my website at ivanpacel.com called Cruise Ship Life. So you guys can kind of check that out, and it's got a little more detail. Also, you can download that on www.jugglevis.net. So check that out. Anyways, hope you guys had a good time, and this was a lot of fun for me, so thanks a lot for stopping by, and keep on juggling. Keep on juggling. Dumb tagline.
I'm Tony Peso and I'm 13.
And you're
David Furman, I'm 13 tomorrow.
Matt Keel, 15. Zach Bennett, 15.
juggle 3 clubs and bounce the ball on my head. Now, the idea is this is hard to learn at the beginning. But after you've been doing it for several years like I have, every single show that you do this trick. If you only do 3 clubs with the juggle and no tricks, that's a cop-out. So what I need to do while I'm juggling the freaking clubs with the ball bouncing on my head is at least one trick and see if the audience appreciates it. No. Oh. The reason why I cop out. Doing a trick is hard.
We appreciate the effort.
And yet, I think I can do it.
There you go.
Hold on. I like it better. I like it better under this blue light. More contrast, you see. So, I decided Atlanta because I love Atlanta. It's a beautiful city. Always love looking around while lost on the way to the convention. You guys, there's a possibility that it could work. I'd like to tell you about these chords I'm playing in this part. There are 3. They're happy major chords and have great names like F and G and C. This is the part of the song they like to call chorus. It really serves a need, it's not here just to bore us. This is the part you're always singing when you don't know the other words. These chords I'm playing, you will find them in a lot of other songs too. If you don't believe me, here's an example that I'm playing out just for you. You may have heard this song, it's catchy and it's groovy. Lou Diamond Phillips played this guy in a movie who sang a song that got real popular, and this is how it goes. Una boca de gracia, yo te consigo arriba y arriba, ahí arriba y arriba,
Everyone gets together to play games and sing songs.
Flat, half full, half flat, 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 flat, half full, half flat. Red.
Hey, this is Bryson Lang. I made this short video for the IJA to show you some of the wisdom that I've gained from performing consistently in a long-term contract, specifically in Laughlin, Nevada. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. So I thought as part of this video diary, I'd try to make it a little more personal and maybe show you hotel room where I'm living and performing for a few months here. Here's my closet, and here's the room. Now I noticed that a lot of jugglers, performers in general, will show their personal side by focusing on them working out or showing them, shirtless. There's my computer and stuff, and my view. I don't know. I just think showing that side of your personal life is a little bit vain. My TV, a little bit, I don't know, a little bit unnecessary. Oh, there's a mirror there. That's weird. So it's very strange. What's that doing there? Huh. And there's my mountain bike and some extra water and stuff. So, I don't know. That's basically about it. It's my room. One thing to remember, if you're in sort of a high-profile show, it's important to remain humble. You get a lot of attention. You shake hands with thousands and thousands of people over the course of 6 months or a year. And I think it's important for you to stay grounded and not let your ego get out of control. Hi. How you guys doing? Another great aspect of doing a show night after night after night is you get the opportunity to put in new material. Now I have notebooks here full of different ideas and things I'd love to try on stage. This job gives me that opportunity. Ready? So, when you get the opportunity to perform your show 6 nights a week, that kind of consistency really hones your act. It's fantastic. You really get to the point where there's no mistakes, there's no drops. It's flawless. It's like a Children of the Corn nightmare all of a sudden. Check this out. If you look carefully, I look like one of those Elvis clocks. He was a singer a few years ago. Real famous. Blow this whistle when you're ready to catch, okay? And here's the thing, keep the net somewhere around this area right here. That way if I miss completely, I can use your head as a backboard. Well, great. Here we go, Wave. All right. All right, now she blows. Blow the man down. Dinah, blow your horn. Anytime you're ready. Let me hear that whistle, Wave. Anytime. My forearms are burning. This is a live show. Anytime. Okay. I didn't hear anything but dogs in the neighborhood are freaking